Alright, what's up guys? We're back on the channel. Do a little shop update of what I got going on in here right now. So here we have I think it's a 2005 3500 chassis frame Duramax truck. Says it over here on this door. Duramax 3500. Got everything. It was a two-wheel drive. You know, all the independent crap. Got all that cut off. Got these frame plates tacked on. It's getting 2.5 tons. And SCS case. It's gonna be a pretty sweet truck. And he's making it a shorty. So that's why we have the short bed frame, or the short bed on it. Gotta cut all this off. I got the fuel tank sitting on it right now, but gotta cut that much off. And get the bed mounted on there and get everything, build the subframe and everything. It's getting 14.9s. So it should be a pretty cool truck. And then this is just basically the same truck, was 2500 gasser 6.0. And he just bought a WFO kit for it and installed that. Pretty straightforward on that. Coilovers, still leaf spring in the back. So that's gonna be a pretty sweet truck also. Today's video, I'm gonna take Black Betty and try to make it a little bit more interesting, because it seems like y'all don't really like it. Don't get that many views, which I know it's ugly, but I have future plans for the drivetrain and stuff, so try to have some fun with it while it's all together. But the plan I was wanting to do is basically just have the cab and then the tire right behind the cab. Do a 2.5 ton rear end and probably these 14.9 since they're laying here. Go out here and look at it. So what I'm thinking is take the bed off, of course. Probably gonna have to cut the exhaust. We're gonna have to cut the exhaust. And then I want the tire like right here. I have a 6-inch lift kit I can put on the front of it. So giant tire here, just a two-wheel drive, crew cab, big block, mud buggy, I guess. I think it'd be pretty fun. Everybody can ride. And it should have plenty of traction with V-treads on the back. Be pretty cool to make it a dually, but let's see what happens. Or what I was thinking, could use that same 1-ton rear end and just put some 44s on it, because then it'll definitely spin those. I don't know how it's gonna like a V-tread. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video. Should be a pretty fun one. So y'all stay tuned and put down in the comments what you think I should do with it. Let's get to it. All right, it's been sitting for a few weeks, probably a month. See how faithful she is. Hey, fired right up. You gotta clean all this stuff out. All right, got the bed unbolted. Very special choice of bolts to use. Where's the one? This one's got a socket on it, and the lug nut's off the truck. This one's got a lug nut also. So I got that unbolted. Should be loose now. Yeah. And I got my bed rack puller ready to go. Just chain that on there and pick it up. Already got the bed puller hooked up. This hooks in the stake pockets and the holes. Should pick it right up off of there. Now I got something to work with. I think what I'm gonna do is cut the rivets off of this and move it up under the cab and just line this up wherever I want. Should be about right here. Somewhere right here. probably right where the exhaust is. And then whatever is left of the frame, just whack it off and make like a little, might make like a little bed or something. A little flat bed or something. Mount the fuel cell on. All right, gave it a quick wash and start figuring out what I'm gonna do here. Dang, get off of there. Get off. There we go. Got rid of that. We don't need that. All right, I got the rear taken apart, drive shaft out, shocks out, and now I'm gonna cut these rivets. Cut these rivets and get this bracket off and slide it up somewhere up under there. See where I want to put it. All right, this is what I got so far. Got the old axle there. And want the tire about right there. And the springs, what I'm thinking of doing, as long as this bolt hole is the same as that bolt hole on that end, because this side's longer than that side, I think I'm gonna try to use this part of the spring. Because my idea was take the leaf spring and just cut one side of it off. Whichever side I use, cut the other side off. And then it'll just be bolted to the axle here. And that'll be like a radius arm pretty much then. And then I can just I have some short coil springs I can mount for it to ride on. But that's my idea right now. So what I was thinking is cut that off, put these on the frame with the long part, as long as the bolt hole's the same, and then mount the bracket like right there, and then the axle will be right here. Okay, so the bolt holes are the same, at least on this thing. They got 4 different bolts and everything, so it's gonna work. I think I'm gonna cut them right there where those lines are. Try to make this easy as possible. Cut them off. Hopefully that's not gonna be hard to cut. I'm gonna try it with the Sawzall first. Then all I gotta do is unbolt the U-bolts and flip it around. I think I'm just gonna use this axle to begin with. And a set of 44 boggers. Because the 2.5 ton rear end I have is in a bunch of pieces and probably take all day just to get it all assembled. All right, this is what I got so far. Gonna clean these up now and get them where I want on the frame and go from there. Got one bolt in the hanger. We got a little tack weld there. I got some blocks in there for now. Got it jacked up. About to take the tires off. And I guess I'm gonna get the 44 boggers off the Nissan and put those on here. See how it fits. Right now I got 24 inches from the center to about 2 inches off the corner of the cab. So should be able to fit 44 or those 14 9s. And I'm gonna cut the frame off Probably right here. Probably like right here. Somewhere right there. Because we got a bunch hanging out. Alright, so I tried the 14.9 and it clears with about 2 inches or so. So now I'm gonna get the 44s off the Nissan and try those. And I gotta build some kind of springs. Alright, the 44 boggers are on. It's just still mocked up. I haven't done the springs yet. Gotta figure that out next. And then do the front lift on the front end. Looks pretty cool though. Alright, this is where I'm at. I got Super Duty mount mounted to the top of the U-bolt pad. Just welded a nut on the center of that so it bolts down. And then the spring on top of that, and trying to figure out how I'm gonna mount that. The factory 79 coil bucket is 10 inches from there to where it rides at, so it would squish it down 4 inches, which I don't know how much those are gonna squish down with the weight on them. Might be perfect. All right, I got the 79 coil bucket on there. Just clamped on there. I think that's gonna be the easiest, best way to do it. Looks like it lines up perfectly. Like the stick out. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna mount those on there and then stick the spring in there and see how it sits. Just gotta love when you building all these other cool trucks and you can just build something that you don't really care about. Just throw together some parts that you have, just to beat on it. It's pretty fun, great feeling. All right, next morning, this is what I got so far. Buckets are just clamped on there. I think that's where I'm gonna put them. I just got the springs in there and now I'm gonna jack it up. See how it looks. The springs are pretty decently straight there. Jack it up and see what it does. Whoa. All right, we already had a cool bucket come off. Nice. Okay, so I got the one bolt in the bucket. Actually, this one frame hole is perfectly lined up. All right, it's on its weight there. I don't know if the drive shaft's gonna work. I want to leave that carrier bearing there because of the muffler, which it's all the way out. Need to shove it all the way forward and then try it. I don't know. Probably work. Yeah, it's on its own weight. All right, so I got the drive shaft measured. Got this off the truck. 21 3/4 minus the 1 3/4. You know, center to center on the joints. Center to center. And this is my cut mark. The U-joint will be right here. So, cut that. Then cut this weld. Knock this off of here. Put it in there and weld it. Put it back in the truck. All right, drive shaft's made. Did some doctoring on the U-joint, on the yokes and everything, so they have more clearance. Torched the slip yoke, and then I just ground all this off so it has Plenty of clearance. Gives it more angle. Because it was getting pretty close under there. So now I'm gonna put it back in and should be able to drive it. All right, there it is on its own weight. Oh Lord. Now I'm gonna try to turn around and start doing the lift on the front. Try to get it leveled out some. Oh, it feels weird. It looks hilarious. Hey, it came off the spring. Nice. All right, got it nose up in the shop now. And I'm gonna jack it up, get the tires off of it, start putting this lift kit on. All right, now it's sitting pretty level. Close to level anyways. All right. This is my predicament right now. 3-inch spacer might be too big. I got it pulled forward. Pulled that way with the come along. In the jack under it. And I just now got the hole lined up. Coil spring looks lovely. But hopefully I can unscrew this now. And it's gonna go in the hole and get the nut on there. So, almost got one side done. Got the drop brackets on in here. Yeah, I thought these were 2-inch, but it looks like they're 3-inch ones. But hey, 9 inches lift. All right, that's what I got so far. Got that built, that welded up. Got these bolted together. Just got the shock tabs on. Just about to hook the shocks up. And I found these tires to put on the front. It's gonna be perfect. Just gotta put these on those wheels. It's gonna be mint. All right, so this is where it's at. Got the 6-inch lift on the front. Everything but the shocks on the front's done. And the rear has everything done except maybe the exhaust. Thought about turning it up and coming out like an angle, or I could 90 it and do stacks. or cut it back at 90 and go right out in front of the tire. There's a lot of different ways I could do it. I don't know. Gotta figure it out though. Oh, I need to finish welding those. Alright, it's pretty much done. I got these tires on here now. It's looking sick. The only thing I haven't done is the front shocks. But yeah, everything else is pretty much done. I just got these on there to hold the spring together. Now I'm gonna drive it around the yard and see how it does. I'm probably gonna take these things out, try to lower it down some in the back. Need to lower it down in the back or try to figure out how to lift the front some more. These measure up to like a 35 or 36, so pretty good steer tire. But let's see how it drives around. Riding pretty good so far. Oh yeah, feels a little rough. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna do a few more things to it and I'm gonna take it somewhere and play in the mud, but that's about it for this video. Got this thing built and now it's just time to take it somewhere and test it. I think it's gonna be pretty fun. And maybe it'll be more interesting for you guys. But maybe put down in the comments what else I should do to it. I'm trying to think what I want to do with the exhaust. Might put stacks on it, like flappers, like right above the cab or something. Or run it out the back somehow. But the track bar and all that's kind of in the way. Or just cut it back farther and 90 it and put it right under the... Come out right behind the back door. Or right under the back door or something. I don't know, throw it in the comments what you think. But that's it for this video. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.